you excited?
I don't know.
That's a no.
Hello, I'm Laura from Graze on the Hill.
Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast. It's Simon here.
It's Rachel here.
Please like, share and subscribe. Right, hello everyone. Rachel's in the middle today because her head's always too sideways for my liking. Nothing to do with her looks.
I'm still going to do this though. Just talk to everyone like that, just to mess with you.
Thank you. We're with the lovely Laura, who's a little bit nervous, bless her.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll make it worse. But she's already my favourite because I've got a meringue.
That's not a meringue.
Is that not meringue? Oh no, what? It's lemon meringue, isn't
lemon
it?
meringue.
See, I know my stuff.
Yeah.
Lemon meringue, 3 sausage rolls, and a couple of quiches, aren't they?
Yep.
I know my food.
So, was that bacon?
Don't just look like Gordon Ramsay, eh?
Oh, was that bacon and tomato? Is that right?
Yeah. I'm eating it as we talk.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You can't eat this. You don't.
Well, you know, she shouldn't have bought it then. Laura, cool. Graze on the Hill. So do you want to tell us how you all started?
Yeah, so Graze on the Hill started in 2021. So we were in lockdown, really, really hard times, and just the idea kind of come out of nowhere really, and was just wanted to bring some happiness to people. Obviously everybody couldn't see each other, so we started off with the Graze boxes, kind of similar to these.
Right, yeah.
And I just kind of brainstormed and come up with a really nice menu. So we had dipping boxes, which had nice dipping sauces. There was a sweet one with really nice shortbreads and strawberries. And then it all went savoury with the charcuterie with the cheeses, meats. And it just took off. It went crazy.
Because you were in lockdown, or because
I think so. Yeah. I think the time was just right.
Right.
People couldn't see each other, or they couldn't go out for meals and the celebrations and things like that. So they would just order the Graze boxes. And I think it was a new thing. So it was people wanted to try it. And it just went like a domino effect. And yeah, it just went crazy.
So before we go too much into the Graze stuff, was you always into catering?
So I have been in catering before. Right. So I was in catering early on, then went into teaching, had my little one.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then obviously that then took me up to lockdown. And then, so yeah, it just kind of, I went back into the catering, started with grazing boxes, and it's just kind of gone from there.
Wicked. So what did you teach when you was a teacher?
So I was in Senko, so I was doing...
Don't even know what that is, do you, Rach?
Yeah, it's not special needs, is it? It's just assisted learning for children.
Yes, it was a lot of children with autism and things like that. So yeah, it was nice. But obviously once I had my little one, I only wanted to go down to part-time, and due to the children's needs, I just couldn't, part-time wasn't an option. And then obviously we was in lockdown. And yeah, we just started this, and it's just grown from there really.
When you say we, is it you and your husband's?
So yeah, my husband works full time. He is kind of like an employee who has to kind of do it. Because,
you're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of them. You're doing a podcast. My wife says.
Today's sponsors are Right at Home Medway, providers of safe and trusted quality care for adults in the comfort of their own home. Whether you need companionship, medication assistance, personal care, living care or more, we've got you covered. Visit rightathome.co.uk/medway or call them on 01634 979 000. Dimodici Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on dimodiciassociates.com.
Are you looking for cleaning or facilities management? Clearwater Kent is your trusted local expert. From roofs and driveway cleaning to fully facilitated management, they're a fully licensed, award-winning business that you can count on. Visit clearwaterkent.co.uk or call 01634 681 885.
So yeah, he helps out on the bigger events.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, during lockdown, he did quite a lot. He did a lot of deliveries and, he was quite full on. But obviously now the business has completely changed. So when the lockdown lifted, I didn't really know kind of where the business was going to go because, things were opening and, people wanted to go out for meals and, nice things, what they wasn't able to do. So I wasn't quite sure, like, where the business was going to go.
Yeah, did it have a dip? When it came out?
It didn't. If anything, it just went even higher. So it then went straight into parties, celebrations, and it's just gone from there. I think where people couldn't celebrate and they couldn't see each other, all the parties and things kind of came back. And so instead of doing the boxes, it's all gone on to the grazing tables.
Brilliant. I'm going to move this a little bit closer. There's nothing wrong with it. That's not you. It's just...
Are you just trying to get her to hit the mic so you can...
Yeah, I'm just trying to get more secret stories out of her.
Yeah. So lockdown was actually... It was nice to actually hear a good outcome of a lockdown story.
Yeah, someone that's actually made a profit in lockdown is...
Instead of saying, lockdown.
Well, like you say, it was something different, wasn't it? Because the first year of lockdown, everyone loved it because it was a nice summer. The second summer was awful and everyone's like, I've had enough of this now. I want to get back to it now,
And it was something nice because, like you said, you couldn't go out and... you couldn't go out and see people. So it was like, what can I get my mum and dad for their birthday or anniversary? Send them a Graze box and then they can celebrate with an English tea or what they call it, afternoon tea and stuff like that. So I completely understand.
It was nice with like the surprises. So like people would book a box and then say it's a surprise for my daughter. And would turn up at the house with this Graze box and they would be like, I don't think it's for me, and it was just nice, like
having that little shared experience.
Did you have experiences like with people in homes where you was taking them to homes for grandparents or like my mum was by herself, wasn't she? Excuse me.
See, that's why you don't have a podcast.
It might have been that, but I think it was a coffee. But my mum was by herself through lockdown, wasn't she? And we couldn't we knock on the window on a Mother's Day or a birthday,
wasn't it? And we all sat out in the...
We were in the front garden.
Socially distanced. Do you remember that? Socially distanced. And we had to sit in the garden, like one chair, 2 metres apart.
And then we rang and said, look out your front window, Mum, there's something out there, isn't there? And then we were all out there, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
God, that's a long old question, isn't it? Did you have anything similar to that?
Not so much care homes, I don't think, but lots of to elderly, family members. And even now, like some of the customers still order for them now, like yearly, which is nice because I've got customers now all the way back from the lockdown who have just continued to support.
That's brilliant.
And although I don't really do the boxes so much now, purely because it is so much on the bigger events, it's still nice just to do those ones because that is where the business started. So I haven't wanted to get rid of it.
It's hard though, isn't it? Because we have parts of our business we sort of need to drop this now.
Yeah.
But
we don't want to. That's where it was born, I do get that. Bless. So when you left school, is this what you envisaged? Is this what did you actually study or what did you want to be when you were growing up?
When I was younger, I've always wanted to go into teaching. So that was kind of the career path that I took. But I love kind of organising parties, the whole events and organisation and things like that. I've always loved that.
Yeah.
So with this, it's really incorporated that. And it's really nice because now I'm doing kind of weddings, celebrations, and there's so much of the event planning. So that side of it has really come into the business. And I think it's one of the biggest bits that I enjoy. I like having for somebody to come, do you know what, I'm having this amazing party, but I want zero stress and I want somebody just to plan it all and do it all for me. And that's one of the biggest parts that I do like.
Oh, so how did you get into the wedding side of it then? Because obviously it's from Graze boxes in lockdown.
That's quite a big transition.
It has, yeah.
Weddings.
So when the lockdown, kind of the restrictions went and it went into parties, it started on the lower key parties. So with family celebrations, it might only be 10, 15 people, all just family gathering. And I kind of it started like that. The grazing tables, normally the charcuterie is the favourite with all the meats and the cheeses and olives and things.
Oh, we love that, don't we?
Yeah. And it just kind of progressed. So it went from little family parties of 10, 15, and then it was the birthdays coming in, and it just I don't really know.
Did that step, was there a big step from like 20 to like 200, and did it scare you when you first got it?
Yeah, it did, because obviously it is just me as well. Like I kind of, although my daughter and my husband do help out on the bigger tables, the business is just me. So
you get a bit of imposter sort of syndrome.
Yeah,
because you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think my biggest fit, like I've thought about, I would love to have a team, and I think like going forward, I would really like a team. The thing that scares me is like, I've always done it my way.
Where exactly the same?
It's kind of like, if I employ somebody, it's like, am I going to like the way they do it? And like, if my husband does something wrong, I can be like, you're not doing it right. But
We're
for
exactly the
somebody
same.
else, it's kind of like, I don't know. That little bit worries me.
Yeah. You can't really say how you feel, whereas with your husband, you can be like, would you get that out of there? You're doing it completely wrong. Get out of the way, I'll do it.
And a mic one for you, thank you.
Was it? I didn't touch it.
You touched it, I heard the knock. It was a knee, I think, knee on Laura's. So mic one.
I don't like sitting here.
Okay, yeah, so I forgot what I was going to say now. I totally forgot. Yeah, well, we have a similar thing. Like, there's only a couple of videographers and photographers we would, call on if we needed them. But employing someone, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, I've said this before on the podcast, it's not just knowing how to film, it's knowing how to film someone's wedding. And if you have a failure with a camera, you've got to know what to do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that know how to film but don't know how to deal with failures under pressure, things like that. And it worries me.
And that's it. When it's weddings, it's somebody's big day, isn't it? Like, you've only got one shot at it.
Exactly.
And, so
in a wedding, I don't mean to be rude, but in a wedding, where do you fit in? Is it no? Because sometimes they have a sit-down meal, so you'll be like the evening section to it, or
it all
would it
depends
be the
really. So one of the recent weddings that I've done, she had a sit-down meal and had an afternoon tea. So we went there, we set up big afternoon tea spread. They had it all on like really nice stands and boards, and then obviously they went up and helped themselves. And then we went home, re-prepped, and then came back again in the evening.
Oh, right,
because I think the charcuterie, it's more of a kind of a casual vibe, isn't it? Drinks, wine with the cheeses.
Nice round table with it all. Oh, strike one for me, sorry. Nice round table with it all on, that type of...
Or a long one.
Yeah.
Go down and you...
So that is more kind of the evening is with like the charcuterie. But yeah, it all depends on what people want really. So I've just become a new supplier at Trafford Park in Tunbridge Wells.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they're quite like a festival kind of vibe. So it's very chilled. So a lot of the bride and grooms there, they don't have kind of sit down.
Yeah.
And it is more of a grazing, chilled kind of vibe. So the charcuterie fits in perfect for that.
Does your garage consist of different tables and things for different sort of styles?
For like afternoon tea.
Yeah, right down to like twigs for like a camping thing. Yeah, you've probably got loads of presentation type.
Yeah, there's a lot. So I like the idea of like the rustic vibe.
Yeah.
So everything is kind of like on boards and stands. Love like the eucalyptus branding. So yeah, there's a lot to take.
And you work all from home? You do all of this from home?
Everything's from home.
Wow.
Yeah, so all of the prep and everything is from home. For the weddings and that, obviously they usually give us like the kitchen and bits and pieces. That's always handy. But yeah, everything.
So I was going to say, so where did, obviously Graze as in to eat, but where did the name actually come from then?
Kings Hill.
Kings Hill. So obviously I'm based in Kings Hill. So yeah, it was...
I didn't know that until she told us earlier where she's from.
Yeah, so we were just like, brainstorming, and we went with Graze on the Hill.
Oh, good job she doesn't live in Gravesend then, does it? Don't work, does it, if you live in Gravesend?
Graze
on the grave.
Maybe not.
What was I going to say? Is there a particular food that they select that you're like, oh no, this one's an hard one because it doesn't keep for long, or something like that?
Cheeses can be...
Especially in the hot
biggest
weather.
cheese I don't like is Stilton.
Oh, Stilton.
Which it always looks off anyway.
Yeah, to like... Obviously, the cheeses need to be cut nicely. Like, presentation is massive, and Stilton is
crumbly.
just crumbly, and Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Right. Do you eat Stilton yourself?
No.
See, I love Stilton, but with grapes.
Yeah.
And Christmas cake. You've
Nice.
had that before? Oh, lovely.
I love Stilton, but only in like a soup or a sauce. If I had to eat it on a cracker.
On it.
Oh, you have it on steak all day long?
Yeah, if it was a sauce on a steak, I love it. But if it's a bit of Stilton on a cracker.
On its own.
We do tend to drift off, Laura, sorry.
Yeah. And we're going to be so hungry after this podcast.
Stilton and something soup you make, don't you?
Celery and Stilton soup.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing someone's asked you to...
This is what you do on about the business, obviously.
That's that story, the Mike story.
I don't really know.
No?
Weirdest thing.
Do you feel like you've not played it safe, but you've obviously gone for food that's popular but also easy to get out there? Do you see where I'm coming from? You've got not taking yourself to the edge where you think, oh, like a wedding cake, for instance.
Yeah.
That would scare the hell out of me, taking a cake 50 miles in the back. In the
car.
You'd have to... Oh, I'd have to hold it.
You can buy those things that plunge through the cake, can't you? The holders that all the way
The
through.
hardest thing is like the meringues. They're quite delicate. So the meringues are in part of the like luxury desserts. So also like cheesecakes and things like that. So a lot of the weddings like them like presented in like nice glasses. Again, like just make it looking really nice. So presentation, like, and to try and get it to the venue, that is always a bit like, but yeah.
Yeah, I get that as well. What was my question going to be? With regards to table setup, if they were going to have a Graze table, I mean, how big would you do the table? How long would it take you to set up?
Based on how many people would it be?
Yeah, it all depends really. Normally the weddings, there is a couple of hours set up because it's surprising how long it all takes, especially with the charcuterie. It's like there's so much that goes into it, and it is the most popular because it's got like, even if you were fussy, there's something for everybody. There's like lots of little bits that go towards it.
Do you spend your life rolling ham up?
Yeah.
Are you a bit of a perfectionist
Learning
on
how
the
to make
table?
flowers.
Yeah, and I bet you've learned a lot when it comes to actual display, haven't you?
Yeah, and it is all self-taught. So although I have done catering before, like it is just, I've just learned along the way. But yeah, the flowers and bits and pieces like that. It's surprising what you can do with cucumber, like when you're
The design aspect.
really is.
and making flowers.
Did you regret that as soon as it left your mouth, that sentence?
A little bit.
Simon, you would.
But yeah, no, it is. It's all good fun.
So what's the most popular product that you do? What products do you actually offer? Because we're talking like we know.
Yeah.
We don't actually know.
So the grazing tables, the main one is charcuterie or afternoon tea.
Which is a mixture of hams and cheeses and
Olives, stuffed peppers, like the cheese straws, things like that.
Yeah.
A bit of an Italian vibe going on.
Yeah. Like the mozzarella balls and all bits and pieces.
You're pushing all the right buttons for her, Laura.
And then the afternoon tea, you're having like the sausage rolls, the quiches, scones, sandwiches. We do a huge selection of cakes. So that's always a popular one. Then there's kind of like the party Graze. So there's quite a lot of people who are like in the middle. They're like, don't want the charcuterie because of like grandparents, like it being a more like modern generation, isn't it? But then also wanting something still quite new. So the party Graze is quite popular. More of like a traditional buffet with like pizzas and chicken and just like lots of nice like popular
Sandwiches, selection of sandwiches.
Then we do kind of like the children's tables. So I do quite a lot of children's parties. So they're quite good fun. And then like there's a lot of like brunches. So hen parties, baby showers, bridal mornings. So where the bridal parties are getting ready. So they're quite popular. But they're, I would say, the
main products.
The main ones.
So what is, out of all of those, is it the charcuterie that is the most popular, did you say?
I would say so. Between the charcuterie and the afternoon tea. I think it all depends on the party, doesn't it? Like the baby showers, it's more of a like sit down, chilled vibe.
Yeah.
Lots of females.
Yeah. And a kids' party. You're like, I don't have to be so perfectionist.
You don't supply alcohol as well, do you, or wine?
Don't supply alcohol, no.
So it's just the food. Just calm down.
Yeah, well, if you do, then where is it?
Yeah.
You want a glass of wine while you're having a
Little tipple?
Oh, bless. Have you ever had, like, I call them an oops moment, where you've got there and you've forgotten something, or you've dropped something, and you're like, oh my God, that's taken me like 2 hours to get
your
here.
meringue glasses gone over?
Yeah, I've definitely forgot something one time. Luckily, my husband was with me and he like quickly went back. But yeah, there has been times like there's so much prep to go towards it and like the boards and stuff like that. So it's kind of working out, have you actually got everything?
Yeah.
And
It's almost like a checklist as you're putting it in the car.
I had you assist me on a videography day once. It was a wedding, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You went all the way back from Canterbury for me. Was it for a frame?
No, you did that for me once, because we did an engagement shoot for the couple, and they wanted a photo, but for it to be signed around the edge, and I had it in the hallway, and because it's not something that I would normally take to a wedding, so I was like, bag, this one,
camera,
tripods,
tripod.
all of that was in the car, and I thought, frame, got the frame out, completely forgot it there, and luckily we were there so early because I had bridal prep and you didn't. You're like, I'll go back and get it.
Was I filming that day?
Yeah.
But you didn't have bridal prep filming?
Have bridal prep, so you said, I'll go back and get it. So we went all the way back from Whitstable up here.
It depresses me now driving back, just thinking about it.
But you've left a tripod at a church before when I've helped you.
That's it, yeah.
And I've had to go all the way back from sort of North London or something.
No, it was London Golf Club to Southfleet.
That was it.
It's not that bad.
No, it was a good 40 minutes and then back again.
It was like in between grapes. This tripod was just sitting there.
And then just sort of leant up against the church to take the camera off to film.
And just walked off.
Oh God, I've left it there. I was like, oh, go and get it. But yeah, we've done that so many times.
It's easily done though.
yeah.
But anything that you've sort of got out the car and gone, oh my God, it's fallen over or dropped or...
Yeah, so normally on the desserts and things like that, I'll always pack extras because they are really, really delicate and, you know, things do happen, don't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always a bonus. If they're all perfect, then they're getting extra cake. But, yeah, I always do tend to...
I pack 5 cameras with a view of probably using 3.
Yeah, just
Got to be like, it's a wedding, innit? You've got one chance, that's the thing.
Yeah. And that's it, when people are like, they're trusting you with their special day.
Yeah.
Even like the parties and stuff, you know, it's still, you know, it's their big celebration. It's got to be right.
Kids' parties not so much because they're just having to go, whoa, chocolate, chicken nuggets, and then just touch
Do
the
that
table.
fountain.
You spent like all that time setting it up and then they all run to the table and you're like, it was good I got that photo.
Thanks,
Do you do like a chocolate fountain or anything like that?
No, not a chocolate fountain. So
I could see them being a nightmare.
I did think about doing chocolate fountains and I think the idea is really cool, but the mess, and I think you would have to stay there because to leave people to their own devices, I think would be...
Weren't we at an event or something where a woman set up a chocolate fountain and then someone came along and just put their finger in it and she said, I've got to get rid of all that now.
Oh, no.
Got to start again.
Well, yeah.
Where was that?
I can't remember. But
someone just went up to put their finger into it and they said...
We've got to literally
contaminate it.
we've literally got to take all that out now and restart it all again. I'm like, what a waste of chocolate.
Yeah.
Give it to the kid that put his finger in it at least.
Yeah, it can be a pain, can't it?
Yeah. I mean, I have just launched my new pancake cart. So when, obviously, I'm a new supplier at the Trafford Park and they had a really lovely, sweet cart. So it was more for the bride and groom just to come and pretty much do what they like with it. And I had a styled shoot there just for advertising purposes. And I looked at the cart and thought, really like it, going to do something with that. Then went home and said to Andrew, I've got an idea. And when I say that, he's like, oh my goodness, what is she thinking now? So anyway, I said to him, I've just gone to this venue. They've got a really lovely cart. I'm going to do something. And then the next day I thought, you know what, let's actually do my own cart and let's run with it alongside the business. So on the back of that, I kind of got Googling and found a really, really good guy who is up north who makes the carts.
Are we talking like the white ones with just like the two, like a horse and carriage?
So the one in the venue was like that with the wheels. So the one that I've gone for, it's still a white cart. He's like custom made it all to me, which is really nice because I've been able to say, yeah, I'd like that, and can you add this? So it started with a pancake cart. He's then gone and done me another extra topper, so it can go into like a charcuterie cart. So now for the weddings, instead of just being able to do the grazing tables, I've now got the cart. So it's got 12 like pots on it, so that people would be able to choose like 3 cheeses and 3 fruits, and then your savouries and like your olives and things like that. And then they come with like nice boards, so I would be able to serve from the cart. So an idea of literally going into a wedding venue thinking, I like that cart, has just kind of opened a whole new door.
So it's almost like, like the ice cream ones that they bring around, and it's you've got the bike and then the cart on it. Is it like that? Like one that you can push in and push out almost?
Yeah. So
I take it you got a van then?
No.
Oh, you get that in your car? Just leaving it there?
So the man who I ordered from said, don't worry, it's like flat pack and it will go in the car. And it does go in my car.
And it's easy to put up and down, is it?
It's heavy, but
Wow.
so yeah, there's like the base to it, and it is nice. It's he's done like shelves and bits and pieces. It looks really, really good. Really excited.
So how do you, if someone wanted that for their wedding, and they said, right, I want this ham, and you've got the little sort of individual sections for all the bits, how do you keep it cool? Because obviously you must have a stock underneath.
Yeah, so underneath there's like a shelf under, and then you've got the ice trays all underneath.
Right.
So with the charcuterie, you've got 4 hours anyway.
Right, okay.
So I've done smaller pans for those so that you would only fill it up as much. You've got all the ice underneath, which is fine. I have already got 3 weddings booked in this year for the charcuterie.
And that only came out quite recently, didn't it? Only in April, was it?
Yeah, not long. So it has it's been really popular, which is really nice.
Yeah.
The pancakes, I think, is my favourite. So people can choose all of their different sauces, the toppings, and I just think for like weddings in the evening, you can just have that, and the guests have already eaten, and they're mingling, waiting for your.
So you got like the crepe sort of hot plate, or are you doing them in front of them?
So it's like Dutch little pancakes.
Oh right, okay.
So
did you say that already? Sorry.
No,
because I worry that I drift off.
I've seen it. So
Right,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, so the oven is like Dutch little pancakes.
Right.
And then, people choose their own sauces, toppings.
Today's sponsors are
Put your business in front of 30,000 new customers with the Hindsight Directory. This A5 full-colour magazine is delivered by Royal Mail to Maidstone, Gravesend, Medway and Bromley, with more areas to come. Visit hindsightdirectory.co.uk.
New Digital, helping businesses build their online presence with web design, SEO, Google Ads and social media. Get 10% off when you quote Cherrywood today. Visit their website at nudigitalera.co.uk.
So you bring the pancakes like already done. You don't have to physically make them there, or do you?
No, all the pancakes are made fresh. Wow. There.
So you got a little oven.
That's cool.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And then they pick all the toppings. I was sitting there going,
Did you say weird?
No, wicked.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Oh, God, I'm just getting really hungry now.
Well,
Yeah.
that meringue's got my name on it.
That half.
No.
Half.
No.
Yeah. You've already eaten a sausage roll.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, where do you see your company being in 5 years' time? A lot bigger, employees, or
Definitely employees. I mean, there's only so much you can do by yourself. So I've just got to get over that.
And you should be in a position eventually where you're just taking the orders and then the employees are the one
Hopefully,
doing it.
yeah. So, I mean, at the moment, it's during the week, it's a lot of business customers. So I've built up a really nice, like, corporate client.
That's nice.
So during
Especially
the week,
where you live as well.
yeah, there's so many offices in Kings Hill. And so, during the week, a lot of it is businesses, which is really nice. It works really well for my little ones as well in school. And then the weekends are quite full on with parties. I mean, some days I can have just 1 or 2, but other days, you know, there's 3 or 4 parties in the weekend.
So
do you find that hard with the kids?
It is, yeah, it is difficult. It's like juggling childcare and
that's the one thing with us why we never went full-time weddings, because of our children, you know, the weekends.
Because they go to school as well, so it's literally the weekends are the only time we have with them to do things.
We aim for 30 a year, and that's enough for us with regards to weddings and everything, all corporate stuff in the week, you know.
Yeah,
very similar to you, actually, isn't it? So, talk us through like your process then. So someone phones you out and says, right, okay, I want this. How would you then, like, going from that process to booking them in all the way through to the actual day, how would you sort of divide that up? And
so if somebody books in, a lot of the time they're just inquiring. First of all, want to see what like I offer. So I usually send over lots of different photos of like different tables, and then just go from there, really, kind of asking them questions like what is it that they actually want, how many people as well, because with the charcuterie, the bigger the numbers, the better the table looks. So it's quite colourful. So obviously, you know, it really makes a difference if you're only doing it for 10, 15 people. Sometimes I suggest like one of the other tables where the bigger numbers, I think the charcuterie is always a lot
like
better.
The longer table.
So mainly seeing what they're after, really. I cater for quite a lot of allergies, so I'm coeliac myself. So I'm on a really strict gluten-free diet, so I can't actually eat the sausage rolls or quiches.
That's such a shame. More for us, babe.
We'll let you know what it tastes like.
So because of that, I do like really concentrate on allergies. So for the parties, really like see if they've got allergies. And, you know, when you go to parties yourself, a lot of people forget about the allergies. Like there's been so many times you've gone and you think, do you know what, I actually can't eat any of this. So the allergies is quite a big thing for me. I've done a really nice menu.
So
a lot of them are gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian. There's quite a lot of dairy-free as well. It's just nice to be able to offer that. And people really appreciate it, you know. And I think at the time of booking, they don't, you know, they'll come to me and say, I've got a party for 40 people, but actually haven't even thought about allergies. So when you kind of mention it and just think, you know, has any of your guests got it? It kind of makes them think, do you know what, I need to ask.
Especially nut allergy and things like that. What would you have that would normally have nuts in it, or do you try and avoid it?
I do try to avoid it as much as possible. Some of the most popular cakes do have nuts. A lot of like Nutella, Kinder are really, really popular now. Pistachio is massive at the moment, isn't it? So I do try to avoid the nuts as much as possible.
Saying that though, sorry, this is a completely off piste as usual. We was at our daughter's meeting for her Duke of Edinburgh, and she goes to an all-girl grammar school, and we went, they said we are a nut-free school, and I was like, I hope so.
That's what came into your head at that point in time. Oh my God.
I did chuckle to myself. I forgot to mention that to you about 4 weeks ago. Sorry, darling.
But there's so many people nowadays but it's not just a nut allergy. It can be so severe. Like if you're on a plane and they say, don't eat nuts because if it's in the air, someone, So just avoid nuts wherever you can.
I do try to avoid nuts as much as possible.
You had any scares like that in the early days or not?
No, I don't think so. I think because I've always been like, with the allergies, I've always really been on it because of myself. It's, you know, it's been all right. But people do really appreciate it. And I think by the time people arrive in, I've just set up and just leaving. And when people come over and think, wow, like I've got a whole section of gluten-free or like a whole vegan section, like people do appreciate it, you know.
Do you ever have to worry about like the hygiene score and stuff like that for your business?
Yeah, I've just got mine. So, what's that last week?
It's as if I'd done that on purpose.
I didn't. Last week. So, she came. I think that was our third visit.
What did they do? They just sort of...
It's random and all, isn't it, when they turn up?
Yeah, random visit.
To a party or to your house?
To the house.
Right, okay.
So to the premises of where, like, you're prepping.
Kids are playing out.
Yeah.
In the garden, covered in mud. Don't worry about them.
There's so much paperwork. Like, you wouldn't think about it. The behind-the-scene paperwork is quite intense.
Wow.
But yeah, like...
She ticks you off.
Ticks it all off, makes sure that everything's right. Ask loads of questions like, how do you do this and how do you do that? But it's just nice, people like to see that you've got the 5-star.
Oh, definitely.
It just lets people buy with confidence, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Wow, because I'd be rubbish at something. Tie all my hair back. I'd be like cooking. Do you ever sort of think, how do you keep up with all the trends that are going on? Because obviously the pancakes and the charcuterie cart, I would say.
Which is a word I've only learnt last year.
Yeah.
In the last year. That seems to have appeared, doesn't it, that word?
You just went, meatballs.
Yeah. Give me meat and cheese.
But they're obviously on trend at the moment. Everyone wants those sort of things. How do you stay up to date on all the new fashions in food, if that makes sense?
I think there's just so much on social media. Social media is massive at the moment, isn't it? TikTok, just all of the social media. I mean, at the moment, it's all the Dubai chocolate. That's really popular. So even like... No. Dubai chocolate is...
Dubai chocolate?
Dubai, as in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got their own chocolate out now, have they?
Everyone loves it at the moment.
Do they?
It's the trend.
My last chocolate phase was the purpley stuff, pink stuff. Thingy chocolate.
Oh my God.
It's a natural bean.
Oh, ruby chocolate.
I love ruby chocolate. Do you know what ruby chocolate is?
No, not had.
Do you know chocolate bean, cocoa beans? It's really weird, right? But there's a ruby bean, and it just appears every now and then in cocoa beans. And 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even longer, they picked out the ruby ones, so you could just have ruby chocolate, and it is a ruby colour, natural ruby. It tastes delicious, but it's really hard to get hold of because it's in with all the other beans.
Yeah, it's very expensive, isn't it? Because obviously,
you've not heard of ruby chocolate?
No, not heard of it. No,
it is hard to get hold of.
Pistachio is just crazy at the moment. Everybody wants it. So, as with the trends, so like the cookie pies, the pistachio and white chocolate is really popular in the cookie pies. The Dubai chocolate is in like brownies. Also, like with the pancake cart. So we did a VE event the other day or the other weekend, and we had the pancake cart there. And to have kind of people always looking for the pistachio, so like the pistachio sauces, and so I think it's just really important to stay.
So why do they love the Dubai chocolate, basically? I'm having trouble today.
I think it is just like social media, isn't it? It's just gone crazy.
It's just one person's.
I can't tell you what it tastes like because it's got gluten in it. So I don't actually even know.
So it's not. You wouldn't know if it was smooth or like Galaxy's smooth compared to like a Cadbury.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling today. I don't know why. But yeah, it must be something about it. Or it could be just a good old branding thing like they do with clothes names and things like that.
Well, it's like Biscoff. No one ever knew about Biscoff.
Biscoff, I knew about Biscoff, right? Because
here we go.
In 2000, right? So what's that? 25 years ago, I was eating Biscoff biscuits, but they only appeared by your coffee in hairdressers.
Yeah.
That's where they appeared. And I was like, these are divine.
You couldn't buy them anywhere.
Not really. No, you could only buy them.
You would know it with your coffee.
Yeah.
You'd have it with your coffee at a hairdresser's. And then the pound shots took over on them. That's what happened. The pound shots started getting them in. And everyone's like, these are nice. And they've gone through the roof, haven't they? Lotus has gone through the roof.
Well, it's even in Cadbury's now, isn't it? You can buy Biscoff Cadbury's chocolate bar. Not that you'd be able to have that at all. So.
No.
Oh, it's so nice. You're missing so much.
We're talking about stuff.
What else should we talk about if you can't have?
Nice bit of bread, nice bit of sorry.
Yeah, that's just all trends, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you taste your food sometimes? Obviously the gluten-free stuff and the coeliac.
Husband.
Yeah. It is husband and daughter who
guinea pigs.
They quite enjoy. But yeah, all of the gluten-free bits. It's good. It's something different to offer as well. Like there's so many grazing companies out there, and you've got to be different. You've got to do something to stand out and be different. And the allergies are like one of the big kind of standout points, I think.
How do you personally find having celiac? It must be really hard for you.
Yeah.
You've only had it since 2016, you said, so about 9 years.
Can you stop tapping that? Sorry. It's going through like a drum.
So that must be quite hard for you, because back then there wasn't so much... because everywhere you go now, have you got any allergies? Have you got any allergies? But back then it wasn't very aware, was it? Like 9 years ago.
Is it celiac something you probably had your whole life and didn't realise?
Possibly, yeah. So I
don't know much about it.
It is hard. So we've just come back from Turkey not long ago, and to go to like foreign countries with allergies, it's like...
Don't compute, does it?
It's hard. I mean, luckily we go back to the same place, so they kind of like know us well, and like they're really, really good. But yeah, it is tough. I mean, here they've got so much better with allergies. You'll go into restaurants now and you'll see that they'll have a gluten-free menu. A lot of it is quite small, like it isn't a massive range, but they have got so much better over the years.
And even in the supermarkets and stuff now.
Supermarkets are not too bad. The thing is, like the supermarket cakes and things like that, they're so dry.
Yeah.
Like...
And the bread.
It is just not worth eating. And I think where for me, being in catering, that's why it's so important that I have like really, really good allergy menu so that people actually come and like it is really good food. It's not just like your cardboard cake from the supermarkets.
They are rank, some of those. You literally cut them open and they go...
Yeah.
And do you find that's what makes you stand out from the other sort of catering companies?
I think so.
The allergy side of things. Got it all catered for. Pardon the pun.
I know my friend, she's Sarah, she's because we went on a trip together, and she basically says to people, I'm vegan, but I like chicken and meat. And they look at her and go, what? And she basically, because she can't eat certain dairies, certain other things, she said it basically follows the vegan route, but I eat meat. So she's like, I'm a vegan, but I can eat meat.
Yeah,
and they
it's
look
the
at her
same
like,
as my sister-in-law. So she isn't vegan by choice. It's more she can't eat the dairy.
Yeah.
So it is a vegan diet, but she does eat the meat, which is hard, I think, because when you go into restaurants and it's vegan, not only have you got all of like the eggs and the milk taken out of it, then you've got like no meat in it as well. So
I think what she used to do was she said, can I have this chicken dish, but can I also have the vegan? So she'd then take out the chicken from one dish, put it on hers with all the vegan stuff, and then give the stuff to someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be a nightmare.
I filmed a vegan wedding once and they fed us.
Are you serious?
And funny enough, I've just filmed the sister of this lady, and it was some of the best food. And it was replacement food, which I find weird, right? Don't say it's a steak, just make it taste like a steak. It doesn't have to actually look like one as such, but they do, don't they? You know, they replace stuff. Like even chicken drumsticks they look like chicken drumsticks, but they're not. I don't know, broccoli or something.
Broccoli drumsticks.
But it was so delicious. And it was a good 4 years ago. And then in the evening they had Beyond Burgers, and that was the first time I'd heard of Beyond Burgers as well. And they are delicious too, Beyond Burgers, I think.
Because we've had them.
Are you cringing because you've got, obviously...
I don't know.
Have you ever tried Beyond Burger?
No.
Can she?
I don't know.
Look at us deciding for her. Yes, let's get her one. Because I think McDonald's, their veggie burger is even a Beyond Burger now, and I prefer that over their meat these days.
I'm glad.
I just wanted to share that. But the improvements over the last...
Oh, definitely. It's got
10
so
years.
Much better. Yeah.
Because you try and eat something like a veggie burger years ago, it was disgusting. Disgusting, but now it's far better.
I actually like some of the venues that we go to, and we have what do they call it, like our meal that they give us, and sometimes like the menu comes through and they say, right, pick what you want to eat, and the veggie section looks so much nicer than the normal ones because of all the vegetables and everything in there, and I just actually pick that sometimes, not because I'm veggie, just because it looks so much nicer than normal stuff.
Right. Got any more? Or sorry. Yeah, go on in. I know you've always got a big list.
So what's your... I've got two more questions. What's your biggest win from the company from start to now? What did you say, oh my God, I loved doing this, or I remember this because...
Turning point of the company.
I think the biggest one was the first wedding that I'd done. So the first wedding, they were getting married they got married and then they went on to their mum and dad's house afterwards. But the house was like, how can I explain? The garden, you would think it looked like a wedding venue. So their garden was amazing. They had all marquees and everything. But they had it quite like a low-key wedding. It wasn't like a massive, big wedding venue. It was like at their mum and dad's. And I think like to go in and to be trusted like the first time. And I was really open and honest and was like, you know, I haven't ever done a wedding before. I can show you all of the different parties. But I just felt like going into that first wedding was like an oh my God moment, you know, like.
And then when you finished, you were like, that was so good. I loved it. I bet you're on a massive high.
You know, lots of people were coming over and like said how nice it was. And it just gives you a massive confidence boost, doesn't it? You know, that first wedding, you were kind of like, can I do this? You know, like, you know, your stuff's amazing, but it's like, it just felt like a really huge step.
Do you stay behind the table? So if people want to know what it is, or do you have...
do you go and come back?
So on the charcuterie, most of it is like a flat lay table. So I would go set up all of the table, and then there would be like menus on the table to like show what there is, and then I would go, and that would kind of be it. Where with the afternoon tea, if they're having that, then obviously they've got all my stands and boards. So I would then go back, which is nice because you go back and you can see it's all empty and everybody's so happy. And, you know, that part of it is nice to like go back and, you know, see that all your hard work was like really appreciated and gone. But yeah, I think the weddings, it was like a big thing, you know, and now like I don't think twice about it. You know, I do lots of weddings in the summer. And it's just a normal thing. But
how many weddings would you normally do a day? So parties, you can possibly do one or two?
So with the weddings, I only do one a day. I think it's too much of a, you know, you've got to...
Big responsibility.
Yeah. So I have done it where I've gone and done like a breakfast for somebody and then gone on and done a wedding. But yeah, when I book the weddings, it is just like so that your focus is like solely on them.
Wow. What about the most challenging part of it then?
Challenging part?
Of your job?
Because I mean...
Husband?
Yeah. So I think the challenging part is I always try to keep things new. So it's like there's lots of people who come back every year and they'll always say like, you've come back the next year, but it was better than the year before. And then it was like, there was one family, I've done them about 3 or 4 years now. And, you know, each time I go back, she's like, do you know what? Like, you've just outdone it again. And I'm always trying to look to see, like, what else can I do? And so, like, the afternoon tea started off as a flat lay. And then I bought in all of the boards. And it just gives so much of a wow factor, you know. The boards really make it. So it's then like, right, okay, now I've got the boards. And now what can I do to the afternoon tea to, like, make it better? So I think challenging-wise, it is just trying to... like keep up, like what else can I do to improve it?
Train.
Yeah.
Bring a train.
Yeah.
Well, like, you know, like they do it at the sushi bars.
Did you ever hear my restaurant
Yes, I
idea?
heard of your idea.
I think someone does it now. I wanted a restaurant that had tracks. I'm not that into trains, but I wanted a restaurant that delivered the food onto your table by a train.
So like Yo Sushi?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Basically, yeah. But this was like a train that would turn up, stop, you take the food off, and then it would drive back off. And I was going to call it Chickadee Boos.
Why? God, I'd love to be in your... No, actually, I wouldn't like to be in your head for more than 10 minutes. It would distress me massively.
Yeah, that was my train idea. I think there is a restaurant now with actual trains.
Oh, lovely.
Stole it.
Lovely.
Is that all your questions?
That was all my questions.
Now, we have some random questions here where you get you to pick. They've got nothing to do with your business.
Right.
They've got things to do with like conspiracy theories and aliens. Right, and if you want to answer them, you can.
If you want to answer.
Well, no one successfully answered the new ones properly, have they?
If everyone had a warning label, what would yours say?
Oh. Allergies.
Yeah. Don't give me gluten.
Is that one sorted? Warning label.
Think before you speak.
Oh, God.
That'll be yours massively.
Yeah.
Brain, mouth.
What's one conspiracy theory you secretly think might be true?
Do you put conspiracy theories and watch a lot of sort of that sort of thing? No, that's a hard one for me because I don't
It's weird, isn't it? It's not many people answer that question.
A lot of people know conspiracy theories. Like, Tilly was telling me about the Titanic the other day, how they think it's
The
not
other one.
actually the Titanic,
Yeah.
and they just put it in place and renamed it. But
Okay. Don't worry, you're not alone.
no, that is a hard one. How many are you going to give us?
I would give her an extra 2. I can see she's struggling to answer them, so
If
I
you were
find it
a
funny.
superhero, what would your superpower be?
Don't
I think
say
to be
allergies
invisible.
Everyone goes invisible. I would go invisible.
I
again. You're
think.
just sneaky little people, really.
Yeah.
It's proper nose, isn't it? Being invisible?
Yeah.
Or just really
Proper
sort of
nose.
go up to the bride and groom whilst you're invisible, go, oh, I wonder what they actually thought while
Yeah.
they
Maybe that's why I wrote the invisibility into my comedy without realising.
Well, because you actually secretly want to be
Maybe.
invisible.
Yeah.
Right, one more.
Yeah, go on.
Oh.
There we go.
What is the strangest thing you've seen while travelling?
Oh. I don't think we've ever had that.
I've never heard of that one. I'm
Strangest
the first to
thing
have that one, and that's one of the originals.
to have while travelling. I don't know. I did a table a few months ago, and it was like it was going like Sittingbourne way, so it was like out the back, like all where the farms and that were. And as I was driving up, there was like fields all around us, and they had horses all in one side. And I literally like stopped. It was like in the middle of nowhere, so there was no other cars, and stopped. And then I'm like stroking this horse and giving it grass, and then I'm like, do you know what? Like, I actually need to get to the table.
Are you into horses at all?
Yeah, I do quite like horses. Yeah.
Have you ever ridden stuff?
As a child, yes. So we love Turkey, and we go to Turkey quite a lot. So when we were in Turkey, we do ride the horses, which is really nice. But yeah, it was just like I'm on my way to a job, and I'm standing like in the middle of nowhere.
Sorry, I'm
like,
late. I liked this one. Sorry,
Go on.
I liked this question.
What is
It
it?
was one of the new ones. If your last text message was printed on a T-shirt, what would it say?
My God. Yeah.
I think mine would
That's
be,
a hard one.
Mine would be a work one. So it'd be about this long.
Yeah.
I liked that one though. Sorry.
That's it.
I've got one more question.
Go on in.
On the Cherrywood Podcast, we do have a Spotify playlist. So we ask all of our guests to add one song that they want. It could mean something. It could be your first dance. It could be whatever you want. So you could pick a song and add it to our Cherrywood Podcast.
It might be a song that you always play when you're prepping stuff.
So possibly First Dance is quite a nice one. So we had the Elton John, the one from The Lion King.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you feel
That's it.
the love?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us a little win.
You're welcome. That's brilliant.
When you were saying prep, how long in like if you were doing a party, if you're doing a wedding, how long would they take to prep? And you do it all in the morning?
So everything is made fresh. Yeah. Everything is all cooked fresh. So yeah, normally the day before. So like all the sausage rolls, quiches, cakes. It would just be too many. You couldn't do it all on the day. Yeah. If you've got over 100 quiches and sausage rolls and going out. So it's surprising. I think people don't realise the work behind the scenes, because it's not just going and setting up a grazing table. It's the whole prep and everything behind that. So yeah, everything's all freshly made the day before, and then on the day it's just kind of prepping the cheeses and bits and pieces,
making it look
that.
Fancy, basically.
Yeah. It's all the fruits, isn't it? The way you cut like kiwi and bits and pieces like that. It all makes a difference.
Do you get sick of food after you've done like a big wedding? Are you just like...
Possibly. I think the good thing is that I can't actually eat much of it.
See, everyone else would be having a little pick, wouldn't
Because
they? And a taster. But
always
you can't
says
do it.
like, oh my God, I bet like you love eating it. And I'm like, but I can't eat it.
Yeah.
So it's probably quite good that you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. So yeah, for her now.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
That's all right.
Do you want to give everyone all your
All your
information, how they
details.
find you?
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the website.
And it's all, what is it? Great, all saying Graze on the Hill.
So yeah, all Graze on the Hill, and the website is www.grazeonthehill.co.uk.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you for having
Thanks for our food. Going to eat that as soon as you leave.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy the lemon meringue.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
He'll let you know because
Right, brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for watching. If you still are, maybe you're sick of me talking rubbish. I don't know. And we're Cherrywood. What are we? Cherrywoodpodcast.com. I think it's .com. I never know. I've got so many email addresses. And what?
Cherrywood Productions.
Cherrywoodpro.com. Cherrywoodpodcast.com. And KMTV. We're on as well. This will probably go on KMTV. Do you have KMTV at home? I think you're slightly out of the signal for KMTV where you are.
She might not be. Oh no, it's Ken.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh.
If you go to Gravesend, you pick up the London one.
Oh, right, okay.
And that's Kent. So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, thanks for watching. A bit of information for you there. Bye. There you go. Bye.
Bye. What was that?
Club Awesome, for autistic children and their families, a place where everyone belongs and fun knows no age limit.
Today's sponsors are
This podcast has been brought to you by Snug Dubs Camper Van Hire.
Roam the World, Park Anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk. Need stunning video or photography for your big day or even your business? Cherrywood Production delivers award-winning results with a personal touch. From weddings to promotional content, we turn your vision into reality. Visit cherrywoodpro.com today. Your memories, our passion.